Hi, it's Terry Gaines. I'm going to give you some assembly tips on creating a super deluxe waterfall technique card. But before I show you that card, I want to talk a little bit about a waterfall card. This is a waterfall card I made back in 2013. We made this for my technique clubs and my downline events. And as you pull the tab, it reveals a little different image in each of the panels. And we use brads here, and it was a fun card to make, but I did not make another card until I started a new technique club that started last year, where we're going back and doing techniques that we've done at previous technique clubs. So in saying that, this is the card that we made, and this time we used staples to attach this strip and cover those up with cattails that are stamped with the retired marble background stamp. A fun card to make. Everybody loved it. This we pulled and revealed different images. And I realized why I have never made more than these two cards. I'm having a little bit of trouble with these bottom panels being partially revealed. As I looked at the mechanics of this card and realized that this panel can be longer than a 2x2 square, and this one can be longer, and so forth. And I realized that, you know, if I had this top panel covering up all those partial panels, I might like the card better. So I came up with a technique called Deluxe Waterfall card. And here's the card, but actually we turned it sideways. And you can see this panel is longer. And as you open it up, we actually use designer series paper, and we made this a year or so ago, maybe even a little bit longer than that, at a technique club. And as I pulled each one of these, it revealed a different designer series paper, and those panels were larger. So that was a fun card to make. And then as I looked at this, thinking more about the mechanics, and just a side note, covered up the staples with some images there, some die cut images. Realized that these panels, yes, they can be larger or however size you want them to be, but they can also be wider. So I came up with the Super Deluxe Waterfall card. And now I'm putting it on a postcard versus on the panel, because your sentiment can be on the pull down. And this panel can be as wide as you want it to be, as long as it doesn't interfere with the staple or the brads. And when you pull this down, you can use designer series paper. This is a card that I created for an event last August. This is also a card using some different product from last August event. And this is a more recent one. I've been having fun. Been fun making these cards. This is using the Christmas Time is Here products, and I turned this into an anniversary card. So a couple tips. This is to sign your sentiment. I adhered a cutout to this. It sometimes gets caught as it goes back into there, but a fun card to make. So let me show you the assembly tips on that. So what we need for a card base is a piece of cardstock that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Our card base layers are 4 by 5 1/4. You can use different cardstock, designer series paper. I ran this through a die cutting machine with the Subtles embossing folder. So that's my next layer. You also need a card base layer that is 3 1/4 by 4. So what we're going to do, or what I'm going to do, and you need to do for your card, is adhere this smaller layer, card base layer, directly to this layer and center it. Equal on top and bottom, equal spacing here, equal spacing here. It's not equal all around, but equal here and so forth. So then what we need to do is take a cardstock strip. Now this can be 3/4 by 4, or it can be wider than that. Or I actually took this and created it 5 1/2 by, I believe this is 1 inch, and I scored it 3/4 of an inch on both sides, and I applied some tear and tape, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to staple this, and I can tell I didn't get that very straight, so it's not quite adhered yet. I didn't burnish it very well, but I'm going to just straighten that a little bit. So I'm going to use this strip as the optional length, which is 5.5. That is scored at 3 1/4 at each end. And I went ahead and put the tear and tape on there. What this needs to be assembled. So it's about 1/8 of an inch up from that layer, card base layer. So I'm going to hold that in place, grab a stapler and staple that, turn it on this side and staple this. Now I'm going to take, and I don't have my take-a-pick tool handy, but I have a paper snips. Take the backing off of the tear and tape. The tear and tape is a really good adhesive to use anytime you're changing the shape of your cardstock. It seems to want to naturally go back to its original shape. So this works great. And if you have trouble getting that backing off, if you put a little bit of pressure and some friction, the heat will help release that also. So as I mentioned, this is an optional because this way I can go right back here and I can cover up those staples. I want to make sure they're covered up. So now what I can do is actually take this and adhere it to my card base. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'm going to use the Stampin' Up! Snail adhesive, and if I cut everything square, I can go diagonally across, watch opposite corners, and equal spacing should let everything fall into place. I don't quite have a good angle with the camera to see that, but there we go. The next thing we need is the waterfall pull. Now that's a piece of cardstock that's 8 3/4 in length, 2 inches in width, and it is scored at 1 3/4, 2 1/2, 3 1/4, and 4. And then what you want to do is take a bone folder and you want to crease each of these score lines back and forth. You want to make sure they easily move back and forth. So you're going to do that on all score lines. And then you're also going to take and continue to do that on the rest of the score lines. And this longer end, you're going to take either the Delight or the Scalp Take Topper Punch, which has got a slit in it, or the Delightful Take Topper Punch, which has got a hole. For this card, I want to use this one with the slit. It depends. I determine which one I use by the type of ribbon. If I'm using cording, I'll go with the circle. If I'm using ribbon that's wider, I'll go with the slit. So you need that. And what I did ahead of time, I did this ahead of time. I got my ribbon in here. That's about 8 inches of ribbon. I stamped my sentiment on the pull, and I also put some tear and tape where I need it to be. So what we're going to do, and that was to save some time, what we're going to do is place this in here. So the long panel is underneath this cardstock strip, and the scored panels are up above. And I applied, might be really hard to see on the camera, a piece of tear and tape right on this edge. This edge of this pull is going to be attached to the cardstock strip. So what you're going to do is center this so it's equal and equal, and bring this piece down and adhere that right flush to this edge with some tear and tape. And there we have that part of the waterfall part done. The waterfall parts or panels, you need 4 of them. You can use double-sided designer series paper, you can use cardstock. I actually stamped the Nature's Beauty stamp set. I stamped the deer, masked that, and then added the trees behind it, did some sponging, and put it on some garden green. So I have the deer, the fox, the bunny, and this is to sign the card. So what you're going to do, these are all 3 inches wide. One is, the smallest one is 1 1/4. Then you have a 2 1/2. You have a 3 1/4 and a 4 inch. We're going to start with the smallest one and attach that first. That goes on the bottom panel, and to save some time, I already put tear and tape on here. We want to adhere that panel, the waterfall part or panel to this panel. And to do that, we're going to go flush to this cardstock strip, equal spacing on both sides, place that down, and it will place right here on this panel. Then between the top and the next score line, I have 2 strips of tear and tape. I take them off one panel at a time. That way I don't have to worry about adhering something to the wrong spot. Now I'm going to take the next smallest panel, line it up to the bottom, line it up to the edge so I can hide that panel underneath it, attach that, take the next one, take the 2 strips off, take the next smallest panel, go flush to the bottom, hide, oh, it's actually hiding, but line the sides up. And I can tell I didn't get this on square, but it's the assembly tips I'm trying to share with you here. So apply that next one. Then we'll take the next 2 strips of tear and tape off and adhere the last one. And as I mentioned, by the angle I'm putting this on, I didn't put it on square, but it's the idea for the assembly. So now when you pull this, you reveal each of those panels and you have a super deluxe waterfall card that is super fun to make. If you found me via YouTube, there's a direct link underneath in the comments section to find my a direct link to my blog post where you'll find the supply list, the measurements, and the instructions for these projects. I'll have the dimensions for both the deluxe and the super deluxe waterfall card. There'll be a PDF you can download and a direct link to my Stampin' Up! Store to purchase the supplies. I would love to have you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just click the red box under the video. I hope you enjoyed creating this project with me.